Hey, good evening. It's Friday night, May 22nd. I want to talk a little bit about prayer tonight as for our thought for the evening. Psalm 139 is about the intimate way that God knows us. And David speaks of God's intimate knowledge of you and me in ways that are actually uncomfortable because God knows so much about us. He knows our thoughts even before we have them, our most intimate thoughts, the thoughts that we're even afraid to let go for ourselves, let alone other people. God knows them. And yet David responds to this with, how precious are your thoughts to me, O Lord. He knows he can trust God. And then at the end of the psalm, he ends this way. Listen, search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. He's asking God to be even more intimate with him, because you see, he understands that he cannot understand himself apart from the knowledge of God. We need the intimacy with God to be able to understand who we are, what we are, how we function, how we think, and why we make the choices that we do. Why we love what we love, why we hate what we hate, why we are attracted to the things we're attracted to. God knows those things. And I cannot know myself well unless I have that relationship with God. Unless he knows me well, I can't know myself well. No, unless he knows me well in the sense that I'm conversant with that I'm interacting with how well he knows me. Obviously, he knows me whether I want him to or not. But if that relationship is there, where I am interacting daily, and I know that he knows me, and I'm crying out to him, Lord, listen to this, search me, know my heart. We're too afraid to let ourselves know our hearts, and David is crying out for God to know his heart. Test me, search me out, know my anxious thoughts, and see if there's any way in me that's offensive, and lead me in the way everlasting. If I want to get a grip on this life, and with the tremendous tsunamis that come rushing at me, relational tsunamis of situations and problems in our lives, and the problems that happen in a fallen world, David's crying out. He wants to be intimately known by God. Search me. Yes, pray for the specifics. Ask God to help us out of our messes and all of that. But give yourself to this prayer where you say, Lord, search me, know me. Teach me, understand who I am in a way that I can grasp so that I can be someone who goes after you and not follow my own way. And that's the thought for tonight. You have a great night. And think about it. Ask this prayer of God. Search me, O God. Know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. And see if there's any offensive way in me so that I can walk in the way that's everlasting. That is a prayer that will bring peace. It's a courageous prayer to pray, but it's a prayer that will bring peace. Rest well, and we'll be back tomorrow. Good night.